everything that we deal with is actual urban folklore. So you can, look it up on the internet and actually see stuff about it. It's kind of like, what did they say? X-Files meets Route 66. Well, I've always been a bit of a realist, so I always think there's got to be some sort of logical explanation for, the things that go bump in the night. On the other hand, I think it's a lot cooler to believe that there might be a little something creepy out there.
I do believe in paranormal. I think it's almost pompous to say this huge universe that we're the only things out there.
Jensen says he's not afraid of anything.
Jensen's a punk. He's scared of cats and dogs and mice. Jensen's character is sort of the come out, both guns blazing, devil may care. Hey, I got a couple guns and a fast car. Let's go kill this thing. He's more Han Solo, and I'm more Luke Skywalker.
He gets a lot of hero moments. Gets a lot of comedic moments.
You're humming Metallica.
Calms me down. But he doesn't always get the girl. Sam, the younger brother, seems to always get the girl, which is something I'm going to have to talk to the writers about.
Will Carlton?
Yeah, that's right.
I'm Agent Ford. This is Agent Hamill. We're with the U.S. Wildlife Service.
All right. Let's do one more.
And a lot of this show was kind of derived from Joseph Campbell's Hero's Journey and a lot of his work. I know that the creator, Eric Kripke, was a big fan of his and a big fan of urban folklore and urban legends and stuff like that.
When I told Dad I was scared of the thing in my closet, he gave me a .45.
What was he supposed to do?
I was 9 years old. He was supposed to say, don't be afraid of the dark.
Don't be afraid of the dark. What, are you kidding me? Of course you should be afraid of the dark. You know what's out there.
Everything that we deal with is actual urban folklore. So you can, look it up on the internet and actually see stuff about it.
Basically, we hunt any sort of folklore legend you've heard, from the Hook Man to the Woman in White, to the Dead Boy in the Water, to Bloody Mary. These stories that you've heard growing up that you're like, that's not real. We basically tell you, hey, it is real, and we're going to go take care of it for you.
Each episode is gonna have its own specific plight, and there'll be, some will be ghost stories, some will be poltergeists, some will be, the urban legends. It's kind of like, what did they say? X-Files meets Route 66.
Dad hasn't been home in a few days.
So he's working overtime on a Miller time shift. He'll stumble back in sooner or later.
Dad's on a hunting trip, and he hasn't been home in a few days.
I play Sam Winchester. I'm sort of the younger of the two brothers, and when I was a child, my mother was killed by something supernatural, which is what started this whole mess off in the first place, was my father seeing his wife get killed by something out of this world, making it his life goal to exact vengeance and to get his revenge on this thing. So he kind of trained my brother and myself. I basically grew up hunting demons, and so I sort of rebelled against that. And it's funny because I rebelled against that and ended up going to college and law school, and that was my rebellion. In the pilot episode, my brother finds me at school to tell me, Dad's gone missing, I need your help.
My character, Dean, is the older brother. He's kind of the loose cannon of the two. A bit of the devil may care kind of thing. It's definitely a fun character to play because he gets a lot of hero moments, gets a lot of comedic moments. But he doesn't always get the girl. Sam, the younger brother, seems to always get the girl, which is something I'm going to have to talk to the writers about.
I love the Smurfs. I got to tell you, you are completely out of my brother's league.
My character, Sam, is sort of the more intelligent, quiet, reluctant hero, whereas Jensen's character, my older brother, Dean, he's sort of the come out, both guns blazing, devil may care. Hey, I got a couple guns and a fast car. Let's go kill this thing. He's more Han Solo, and I'm more Luke Skywalker. Not bad, huh?
The two brothers join forces and go looking after Dad, and in the meantime, they're following his trail and hunting ghosts and hunting urban legends and urban folklore and all those kind of things.
Hey, Dean. What I said earlier about Mom and Dad, I'm sorry.
No chick flick moments. I was working on Smallville. Jared actually has been working on the Gilmore Girls for the past several years. David Nutter, the director of the pilot and executive producer, knew both Jared and I, and basically went to the network and said, you know, if you can get these two guys, these guys would be great. Next thing I know, I was getting killed off at Smallville, and Jared was getting written off at the Gilmore Girls, and we were going into production on the pilot.
We sort of immediately just established this rapport. We kind of like, you know, busting each other's knees and, you know, kind of making fun of each other. And we'd go out and drink. Is that bad? We spend so much time with each other that you just become so comfortable with them. And that's good because I think it shows on screen.
Follow me?
Dude, I earned that money. You won it in a poker game. Yeah.
Jared and I, yeah, we kind of hit it off really quick. We're both from Texas. He grew up in San Antonio. I grew up in Dallas. Very similar upbringings and childhood, and so we had a lot in common right off the bat. He's not a little punk, and I wasn't trying to beat up on him, so it was cool. He's a good guy.
Bye, guys. I love you. Not you. You. Yeah.
Shut the door.
What was that? Why you had to step on my foot? Why do you have to talk to police like that? Come on.
They don't really know what's going on. We're all alone on this. I mean, if we're gonna find Dad, we've got to get to the bottom of this thing ourselves.
Can I help you boys?
No, sir. We were just leaving. Agent Mulder? Agent Scully?
I loved the script when I first read it. It had this sort of charming underlying relationship between the brothers, and, you know, clearly there's tons and tons of love there, but under sort of resentment and, you know, whatever troubles that brothers have anyways. And I really felt for the characters, both of the characters. Under this guise of, you know, demon hunters, there's so many archetypes and so much mythology and so many underlying themes.
Kids are the best, huh?
There it is. Like I said, 2 blocks.
Thanks.
Must be hard with your sense of direction. Never being able to find your way to a decent pickup line. Enjoy your stay.
Kids are the best. You don't even like kids.
I love kids.
Name 3 children that you even know.
I loved the lightness of it. I loved that when they needed to be serious, they were serious, and when it needed to have, you know, light, humorous beats, it had them. It keeps it light, and it keeps us brothers, and it keeps us guys, and it keeps us, you know, keeps that image of what we need to do.
She's as safe out there as she was in her own bathtub.
So, no splashing? No signs of distress?
No, that's what I'm telling you.
Did you see any shadows in the water? Maybe some dark shape breached the surface?
You know, again, she was really far out there.
We're filming an episode right now called Dead in the Water, the urban legend of the boy who was drowned and came back to haunt the waters until he could finally get his revenge on the person that drowned him.
Basically a dead spirit that was drowned that has not been put to rest and is out for revenge. It's a bit like What Lies Beneath, the Harrison Ford and Michelle Pfeiffer movie. Very similar to that. It's not going to be a lot of blood and guts, scary. It's going to be more spooky, haunting. You know, more of people getting whipped out of frame, and you know, a door opening and somebody just getting sucked into it and the door slamming shut. Those kind of things. It's not going to be somebody's, you know, stomach exploding on camera or anything like that.
I've done some visual effects stuff before. Like I did some visual effects in House of Wax. It's so easy to sit in a scene and talk with the person and just be real and be normal and have beats. But then they're like, okay, now there's going to be a boat going up in the air and smashing on the ground, and the guy's going to fly out this way, and the water's going to splash, and it's going to get sucked in. So look at this piece of tape, and that's the boat. And action. And you're like, wait, no, it's kind of, you really have to use your imagination. And you can't help but feel like you're just going to look like an idiot when it comes out. But these guys know what they're doing, and it always looks incredible, and the director knows what he's doing, and you just got to kind of commit to it.
We just shot a scene just now where Jared and I run out to the dock and react to a boat getting blasted out of the water and a guy flying out of it, and the boat getting sucked under, and none of that was happening. Yeah, I just jumped into his arms and screamed bloody murder is basically all I did.
Right now we're at the Lake Bunsen, and it's the most beautiful lake I've ever been to in my life. So, yeah, we're sort of going around and traveling around and listening to great music and riding a great car and having a good time.
And action!
We spent 6 hours in this glacier runoff lake yesterday, and it's tiring. You know, like, all right, dry them off. Let's get them ready for the next scene. And we go in and get her, makeup redone and change clothes and dry off, and then head back out to set and do some more scenes, and then, go home, go right to bed, get back up, come right back out here. And it's taxing. It's going to be, but this is something that Jared and I knew going into it, that this is going to be a very demanding schedule, a very aggressive schedule.
All right. Check that out.
Oh, come on. Wendigos are in the Minnesota woods or northern Michigan. I've never even heard of one this far west.
Think about it, Dean. The claws, the way it can mimic a human voice.
Great. Well, then this is useless.
In getting prepared for the show, I just, went online and looked up a bunch of, poltergeists and recorded poltergeist events and recorded ghost stories and, the witch hunts and all of that kind of stuff. And there's some pretty interesting stories out there, and some, hard to believe that there could be, just somebody playing a prank. Like, it's pretty convincing.
Supernatural beings are people who have died and come back to haunt a place or a person, and you have to find their bones and burn them or salt them or take them back to where they were killed.
This is like an Egyptian safety medallion, and there's, you can put like St. Christopher, you can do like, all sorts of different religious, protective symbols.
One more time, that's...
Anasazi symbols. That's for protection. The Wendigo can't cross over.
There's something about mythology and about legends, a fear of, the unknown in the water, and a fear of, something in the bathroom in the mirror. There's some innate fear inside of people from the moment they're born to kind of fear what's out there and what could be out there.
We didn't sit around when they were young and tell ghost stories with their friends, and these were dealing with those stories that, people thought were just made up stories through the years. We're bringing them to life on the show.
I do believe in the paranormal. I think it's almost pompous to say, this huge world and this huge earth and this huge universe, that we're the only things out there.
I've always been a bit of a realist, so I always think there's got to be some sort of logical explanation or scientific explanation for, the things that go bump in the night. On the other hand, I think it's a lot cooler to believe that there might be a little something creepy out there.
What scares you?
What scares me? That camera right there.
Uncertainty scares me. I kind of get worried about the future and everything's going to go all right. I get worried stuff's gonna happen to my family or my dogs most of the time. That's the scariest thing to me generally, is like knowing that my family's driving across country or something and making sure they don't fall asleep.
Who's driving your car?
My favorite scary movie was The Shining. It's just terrifying, the shots, and you know, here's Johnny and the little kids in the hallway and the blood coming down the staircase.
The Shining. That was, seeing that little kid on his big wheel down the hallway and the tennis ball rolling towards him. Hotels freak me out just because of that. That or Stephen King's It. I don't like clowns anymore.
I swear, man, you gotta update your cassette tape collection.
Why?
Well, for one, they're cassette tapes. And two, Black Sabbath, Motorhead, Metallica. It's the greatest hits of mullet rock.
Well, house rules, Sammy. Driver picks the music. Shotgun shuts his cake hole.
You know, Sammy is a chubby 12-year-old. It's Sam, okay?
Sorry, I can't hear you. The music's too loud.
Absolutely. Love the soundtrack. And it works. It fits these two guys. I mean, we're cruising around in a '67 Impala and, you know, with a bunch of weapons in the trunk, and we're blaring AC/DC. It's just, it makes sense.
We do that sometimes. We'll be doing a scene and we'll be like, and we'll just start making the noise, just kind of like get into the groove and feel like we're cool, which we're not.
Brief synopsis of the series.
Oh, I thought you were going to say briefs or boxers.
No.
Can I get you anything else?
Just a check, please.
Okay.
You know, Sam, we are allowed to have fun once in a while. That's fun.
There was this picture of Jared and I at the premiere party, I guess, of the show and of the network, and that was written in the caption was the new hotties or whatever. And here's a picture of him putting, you know, bunny ears behind me and me going like this. I was just looking, I was like, perfect, perfect. It's exactly what the hotties should look like. It's a bunch of idiots.
Reads electromagnetic frequencies.
Yeah, I know what an EMF meter is, but why does that one look like a busted up Walkman?
So that's what I made it out of. It's homemade.
Yeah, I can see that.
You know, since Jensen and I are so hot, it's very flattering. It's very flattering, and it's so cute when a girl will come up, or a guy, and say, hey, you're so cute, you know, blah, 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 whatever. It's just, I don't know, I'm here to film a TV show that, you know, will go beyond that. It's flattering. It's very flattering, and it's fun. It's fun to tease each other about that.
He can take the brooding, troubled look. I'll look like the moron. I don't care.
Man, I look like one of the Blues Brothers.
No, you don't. You look more like a 7th grader at his first dance. I hate this thing.
I think the appeal is me. It's all about me. Obviously, anybody would pay to watch. No, I'm just kidding. I don't think we take ourselves very seriously. I think I've sort of, growing up, I used to see these people who were called like cuties or hotties or sex symbols, and they'd be like, you know, I'm sexy. Or like, God, look how sexy and hot I am. And I think it's just, I think that's disgusting. And I think you got to kind of be able to make fun of yourself, and, you know, however you look is just a shell of who you are. It has nothing really to do with you. So.
You reading a good book?
Absolutely.
While on set, you must always read. Read, learn.
This is informational internet devices.
Us.
Oh, actually,
not video games?
No, we're studying folklore.
Yeah.
Whatnot.
Yeah. a lot of research. Whenever we get the chance, we try to research as much as possible.
People don't just disappear, Dean. Other people just stop looking for them.
Part of the fun of the show is trying to figure out what this thing is, A, and how to kill it, B.
Well, I think people like to watch, movies and television to escape reality, and this does that, to a greater extent. You're actually getting to witness things that are paranormal and are supernatural, and that most people don't ever get to deal with.
There's a lot of reality to this show, even though the title is Supernatural. It's such a real show, what the underlying currents are. I'll be a watcher. I'll tune in every week.
It's not a kiddie show for by any means. It's spooky and it's we're gonna try to scare the hell out of you every week. It's a movie-like script. Getting it done in eight or 9 days is a bit of a feat, but we're doing the best we can.
All done for the day. Another day's work. And $1. And a lot of them.
Are you okay?
No, not really.
What? What's wrong?
Well, I kind of have this problem with,
Flying?
it's never really been an issue until now.
You're joking, right?
Do I look like I'm joking? Why do you think I drive everywhere, Sam?
All right, I'll go.
What?
I'll do this one on my own.
Are you nuts? You said it yourself, the plane's gonna crash.
Look, Dean, we can do it together. I can do this one by myself. I'm not seeing a third option here.
Come on. Really?